Welcome back. We haven't been airing for the past week. We are back. Today, every Tuesday between the hour of 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Today, I'm not alone. I have co-hosts, not guests, but co-hosts, because they have been with me on the ground. Really topic we discuss of which are elections, the upcoming general elections that comes in less than 8 days or less than 10 days. To elections, who's going to be in power on the 1st of November. We continue with the show, and I get to introduce my co-hosts. They are my former leaders. They have been both presidents in that particular school. I mentioned in my show. So when we return, we continue with the show and we get to Moditabi. Let's go.
In a land far, far away comes the best radio station in the world. This time around we go high. You're now tuned in to Lubazi Online Radio. The views and opinions made on this show are not necessarily those of the station, its management, nor advertisers. And
we are back. Hashtag Ronabatu. As I said in our intro, that our topic today is none other than elections. They are coming up in less than 8 days. I'm joined by my co-hosts today, which is Re Bueng team in the ground, covering the debates, going to see what the performance is young, but I'll let them introduce for us credibility. Welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome sir. Naki video ela vote kabelo. Me batho ba nkitse ka lina la US dollar mo maranyane nga TikTok ko Facebook go mo ba kile ba bangwe ba itse gore it's beyond the ballot box. Ke motho e leng gore ke tswa khakala ke ntse ke reita di politiki gore di tsamaya. So much interested mo di politiki tsa rona tsa Botswana. Maybe le gongwe ke batla go kgaogana le lona sikio ke mo akanya. Ka go iragala mo ground e. Ngwata ke me home because gate
Saren Swala. It's la wira yang. O tla ora ke tsa di go arre go
tema. Go me ngena mo lo bojo.
Ya bari.
Anga tla ka ipua
Yeah, no, that's true. No, welcome. Say like you said, TikTok. Everybody knows you there. By long they are interested in politics, Botswana politics. You've been doing this for a very long time. It's very, very nice to have you here, and we are excited. Thank you.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you for the invite. I've been on the ground for quite some time. Going to widow and I can take a ground trying to gather for the Botswana barring, because at the end of the day, Ella Botswani, Kanka Botswana, Konawatsan Chitu, was a Catholic or marring, Maudring, Among, Canobarakla Kipara, Canova, Rawering.
Wanela di Joe, which are why it doesn't matter.
That's why it's also
level whenever longer but so the elections, gentlemen. We are left with only 8 days. We'll be seeing our people going to the polling stations and the future of their country. And looking at the fact or what has been happening in the past 5 years since the current government have been, sworn into governance. Did this government deliver on what they wanted to deliver on? If Botswana ba feel gore this government then that's okay. But if it's a deliverer ba tla tsa so gape gone ka di 30. So the elections re bone ka Saturday the civil servants and the diaspora ba ileng re ba go mahatsing a mang, you know, in London, in Australia, in UK, in America, even in South Africa, they were voting. Any thoughts on that? What do you think? Because a lot of reports in terms of civil servants voting with the shortage of ballot papers. What's your take on that?
It's very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing for IEC to fail to deal with just a small group of people. By the way, they were very aware I'm informed that there were only 5,000 people or less, not more than 5,000 people. By the way, and how can they register the top? There are 1.3 million by the register logo top. But yeah, but the IEC has just failed to manage that 5,000 people by no money was on top. Kotama Guma Kwa the ballot paper in their head. Honorana lead detail immediately. Francistown East, same story. Habaron Central, same story. Kemanta is a tongue island or Nawa Gan Nahen. Han Gabo gets a church. Hani Gilmo de Pele. Nigaho Ramatzamola, make it a church or about to account because another election to get a get a break a local or the topo. Did not fail free. Or the Dazamas and I already the hard Silechana level to another worry. Let's walk Hagaralins the charity top. The Saramula charity top and 1966. Even now, Hogarevella the topo, Simula Gavos a Kama. Khatsena bo quite masire khatsena mogae gompieno khatsena khama khatsena masitse re tshwara di top e be le gore mona go ya gompieno mo change le di rote di ballot papers di heading.
But it's surprising when dollar le steam. I received some reports from London from a good source where there were less than 200 people who registered to vote, right?
Yes.
But the ballot papers that were there, they were on the thousands. So how can the IEC send thousands of ballot papers but less than 200? And even so, 110 or 108 people there. So what are we saying about this? Is this incompetency, is this incompetency or it's engineered to be like this?
You know when an organization like the IEC does not have the independence that it's supposed to have, there's no structural system, you understand? There's no support from the structure, because what you are saying, the maladministration that we saw over the weekend is just a basic intern error. You understand? Like there were 200 people in London. You're supposed to send at least 250 ballot papers. You send 1,000. There are about let me just say, for instance, there are about 500 voters, people who have registered to vote in Tamara. And then you send 250 ballot papers. Those issues are just basic errors which can be made by an intern. So it shows there's no correlation between the director and his subordinates who are on the ground, who are supposed to deliver the papers and the like. IEC, when they're confronted by the all-party conference platform, I think a few weeks ago, they were saying they're 100% ready for the elections. 100% ready in the sense that we have the ballot papers. They are ready. We have the security personnel. They are ready. You see, so to see them doing this.
But I will tell us in April does not fall far from the tree. How can the IEC is not independent? We all know it's housed under the president. And the party at autonomous in the top. And the same complaints are still happening under the IEC.
That's what God I carry. When you take away the independence of an organization, it waits for the command of somebody who's not in the structures. You understand?
Yes.
The command of the master.
But
the director.
It's a ticket drive thing. I think there is a miscommunication between the subordinates and the directorship of IEC. But to some level, you cannot. Dollar has been saying we've been having this votes for a very long time, or elections. So why now? Why 50, now?
50, close to 50.
So that's why I'm asking that question. We have to ask these things, because if you not ask, then there won't be accountability. So it's either this thing is engineered, number one, or going to your point, there is incompetence.
Le neke shore le biditse koloi ya stima molelo. Stima molelo. Stima molelo. Ka jeko se ba ka go duba dubele, go ma duba dube. Ke tena kwa ke tira kwa la busupa. Pele le mele upa macharara a bojala. Mara mele se mo palong ya dibuka. Buga. Na kwa boselo bo sanse bo le motho. O sena ka bo pelo motho go. Nobody likes to be like il est pédé, il est caro. Tapo abo, ale tagu. Nobody likes to be like il est pédé, il est caro. Tapo abo, ale tagu. Masimo ki pitetse ki tutile sengwe gore lorolo a jale sa le metsi di moga mo mosi wa gontse di metsi o gama mo metso molelo mentšhisi le parafini di kopantswe thaka setima molelo ka sebelebele se eta bosigo phukwi phatelwe tse di phalane ngwana tsele sa le balisi di montule yembule le make sure le vidite kola ile Stima molelo. Stima molelo. Ka je ko se ba ka go duba dubele, go ma duba dube. Polo mare di yo kete. Polo mare di yo kete. Yo kete. Nobody likes to be like il est pédé, il est caro. Tapo abo, ale tagu. Nobody likes to be like il est pédé, il est caro. Tapo abo, ale tagu.
So, that was ATI with Sitima Molelo. Yeah, you remember this song? Me longo re dula go engwe re tletse thata kwa monno le ke se itsore we ralwa ke, but that time was part of the days that Hawale Monana you would remember. So guys, what are you saying with regarding to the IEC issue? Because this one is a very concerning, rather a concerning issue we should be paying attention to, because if things are not going well, and if le rona batho re bona gore gona le dilo tseno ga re tsamaye sentle, is this incompetency or is just miscommunication between the directorship, the subordinates?
like I say, my point is, let's say we're in a battlefield, right? There's the commander-in-chief. There's some decisions that you cannot take without consultation and the go-ahead from the commander-in-chief. So this is what is happening in the IEC. I think those guys are more focused on getting the instructions from their superiors, who is what? The president, office of the president. They forget what? Smaller items, like catering for the right ballot papers for the number of the people who have registered in that particular polling district. You understand? So the loss of their independence makes it difficult for them to run their organization.
I interview. I forgot the name. I was ballot voters roll. Yeah. Will it be available on the website or what?
For everyone to see.
They are not independent.
But if I contradict the Happy Dollar, if you remember on that interview, he said, everyone has the right to see the voters roll.
Very true.
But why are you now wanting to go and consult? Or is it okay? Or right now?
You see, they are going back to the commander-in-chief. Voters roll. But there's no independence. They are not independent. So that's the challenge with the IEC. They cannot take even small decisions. They have to consult first. But you are the director of the ship. You are an independent director of the ship.
You are supposed to be an independent. And remember, Moritz, the director or the commander-in-chief, necessarily we mean the office of the president, because more in that office, he will hold those powers there. So if we put another president there, they will still have those powers. So what are we saying about the office of the president? Has still the power on the IEC now when you talk about these elections, because voting or counting of the votes the voting station, it shouldn't be a debate. They have to move to another place. So that directive came from the office of the president. What do you say on that issue? To count votes for the voting station.
Yeah, the late Robert Mugabe. I think will make sure that this allegation of rigging sometimes, and I want to agree with them a little, but I don't want to focus much on rigging. But even this kind of things, they already ballot paper, there could be an element of there could be element of bushedinya. The element of mafia or no it's just a thinking, but they can prove me right. I can wait. They can prove me right and say this time that one but I will continue holding the opinion
I wanted to ask that question. 2019,
yes,
compared to 2024 elections, is there any difference when you see, like, we've been on the ground, right? Especially you guys, you've been on the ground. What do you see different on 2024 elections regarding this issue? Everything since there is discussed with the IEC, with the procedures, the ballot paper and all those things. What do you see there?
As Dora has mentioned, if you look at the history of Southern African politics, the ANC is very difficult to take power from a party which was voted in after we gain independence. You see, ANC is very difficult to remove ANC because but
he just lost it, nigga.
No, but it has the majority. It has the majority. You will find if the elections were free and fair in South Africa, NC maybe in Kebesahar.
And there were a lot of allegations.
A lot.
Those elections.
They silenced the opposition by giving them the positions.
But so not all of them have been given positions. Well, yes, you may say the likes of Julius Malema is sitting on the JCE position, and yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
Look at that guy. Gayton McKenzie. That guy was the loudest. He was the loudest.
Even the MK, I don't know, MK approached court on the allegation of rigging at the top. There were allegation of rigging. Even though Bawin, how level if they won 60%, only 20%.
Yeah,
get the result that's a rigging. I think that's what you are saying.
That's what I'm saying. We go to Zimbabwe. ZANU-PF. It's very difficult to go ZANU-PF.
That one there is no.
So I've drawn this conclusion to draw to your point. A ruling party, when it has lost its credibility, they are now pushing for voter suppression. Voter suppression is whereby you lose interest in voting. Because you know, when the BDP fans and the BDP members, they know at the end of the day they have to vote because they have to protect their bodies. Majority of them, people who are benefiting from the BDP, they're the ones who are currently voting for the BDP. Their families, their children, because
it's
they know
all hand on deck for them.
You understand? So when as somebody who is not aligned to any political party, you lose interest because you know if I vote, my vote is because had the ballot box is ya go balwa go sele wa tsalogane o etso itsa ponna o sa thopi gompeno ana if we mella
ngwa hantsu bua ka di ballot boxes tse di balwang o chipeni mo khanya tsa mahatsasi.
You see, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah, from diaspora, they were voting on Saturday.
Yeah, who are the observers? Opposition, you know, there's no political funding. How many of observers did opposition send to these different locations to go and observe elections? Because obviously, those who are staying there, they're being victimized if they show their alignment with the opposition.
We play the music.
Banding brands, baby.
Lobatse Online Radio.
Long overdue like the fraternity. Shh. No seriously. Been building the skills so much that what my better me. Nzelebota who runs what?
Lobatse Online Radio, where talent lives.
Hey yo, Pro Lanes, is that you? Where you at? Or I get like you feel and see me now. In your face, yeah. You thought that I'm fake, but I'm here. What you gotta say now? I'm too blazing hot, I'm fighting. You gotta get back down. You don't back down. You gotta back down. They never saw you coming, looking for your bluff. Show them what you made of. Show them who you are. Like you club, I will live loud. Am I got it now? Uso pe uruman. Like you talent live loud. Kia me got it now. Dan mo le ton kisi. Like you club, I will live loud. Am I got it now? Uso pe uruman. La regali itzi biso like I was my name. Wabua jankana, wasanki still tell the masses. Respect my name, I'm the not your playground. Get somebody else. I'm not the one there. I'm built for your kind. I'll irritate your demons. Your insecurities, your mask is falling off. Just stay in your lane. They never saw you coming, took you for your bluff. Show them what you made of. Show them who you are. Like you club, I will live loud. Am I got it now? Uso pe uruman. Like you talent live loud. Kia me got it now. Dan mo le ton kisi. Like you club, I will live loud. Am I got it now? Uso pe uruman. Una ore hakutsana le where you at? Ore hakit like you feel. See me now. In your never saw you coming. Took you for your bluff. Show them what you made of. Show them what you get la live life. Am I got it now? Usupe urumang. I get la live life. Yeah, me got it now. That no little kitty. I get la live life. Am I got it now? Usupe urumang. I get la live life. Yeah, me got it now. That no little kitty.
Hey, Mariko since April, the permanent is a rake. Re Samadi, Kabukiti, or Re Bear, Mobu, Tilo, Bobusiami. Utaboli say, Lily, out of Amadigo and King, Banamo Raketal, or was there with Amadia? The Tamadia Rahadi Village, Rahadi Tilat, Raga 13 hospitals, Humpiania. 13. You don't want a guy. They hosted the conference. It's going to say, "Re telogibaye." Cementesa rekwa kwa foronga kwa lone dikagoza teng bontle ba teng ba o ketsega tsatsing letsatsi. I jekelo me ke a ba rata ba ganetse ka go di bona ba rata dilo hela ka rona ba ga matlo a mantle ba tsamaya ka dikole tse di manobo bo makhorane a ba kana ka sepe go kganetso me e ba ipaya ka kete ha ba rate mananeo wan ha re ka ntshara le bolelela gore ke bo mamba tere mananeo ba go tsaya ditlhogo batho ba ba phakile mananeo yo ba tsere mananeo la ke tsama mo dibentleng tsa temothuo mo tse re rekisang tse di kgomoleng tse re di netseng a 30% discount go babala manokolo kwa luba ke ba ikala batletse ko monato a teng ka botswana le batho ba kagiso ba apere dikipa tsa bontsa ipapatso go gontle modimo le one wa rata gore bana ba motho ebe ke ba gakolle gore ala be lentse le bogone manno kra gala a ja borra le bomma
baren re hetsa gore etsa our current president ale go dipepereng speaking of something say leng gore to some people by leng gore they are well educated and well vested into the economic aspect ya Botswana. You have different views, you have some responses to that clip ya retsa go iutlwa yela bua gore ba hle dikolo ba ileng ka madi coming to go dumela gore ya no Botswana ga na madi ya. What do we say about what we just heard gonyana is kana ke dikganya dipepere hela kana ke monna a bua se neng gore ke nnete ha gona madi a heletse mo se ba se dirileng, and why do you think of that?
But gone kganya how ka iretsa sente is related to what is currently happening to our economy. From May 2023 to May 2024, the government investment account it will go on 19 billion. If they are go 4 billion, company re bolela gore ga tswetsa mango 2 billion
within a year.
Within a year, I give we can because I think around 2016 our government investment account was around 30 billion.
32.
Yeah, no, I think he's trying to justify gore madia bane ba ka stiva ba madi mo accounting. I don't know recently ba re ka skera ba madi mo accounting harna madi because ra ga dikolo rira because this government investment account ko ne madi a leng gore ke a development ko na ga dikolo ke na ira ntse tedi. He's trying to justify gore the time and is a rekiwi but rona re gra tsa madi hela mo banki ra ba madi hela mo banki but o dirisa mago kwa mangwe leng gore ha siama kya o dirisa mago kwa are etaba ile builele gore ka tsa madi wa ba mo accounting o sa dirisa to some gore hela we should understand the current president gore ke mang hantse le vice president a para ke pesa di pana ke bone mo lo ma bana apere tuku ha ke tsore ke pesa le di pana ke but he was a politician what pepe ya no tsene mo students sa bota utona ne ke tsetse gore ha o tsena mo students sa bota utona on na reserved take bo yen kama take bo Festus Mogae go back and o lebella di tautona the current president de to bona gore ke motho a politic a ke dumele gore thata based mo di solution tsa gore address di khanza batswana to solve them I think o le ka go politic gona le mathata he should just admit gore re ne le mathata di time ne di sa rekiki but me re ne re tsentse go dira certain project ka buang ka tingana
but when dollar I hear you let's take it to the economic aspect if you are a sitting president, you are the commander in chief when you are the commander in chief when on etseng spatches in the center sa Botswana gore o se tlhokomele o se godise gore the mandate to have that the reserve is to grow those reserves but still investing on them and investing on the country so if we are now ole tautona on etseng spatch if we are looking economically now to grow scale sa botsogo ba lehatsi would you take that money and invest it mo dikolong le mo di clinicing because those are liabilities to be honest
even our clinic
because harere di
kanya gago ya gore we are investing on the clinic is sending wrong impression the clinic di a bua ka gore re bone ngwe lo ntshiwa ise hele mantu ya isa hagili
no let's take gore ba di aga wa bona
no they're not even doing that attend ya go di holong mpeni holo ene ratendetse go gone la North ene wa tendetse debate ya teng ono bona mabati a wele ono role ba ko dimo go sana senta wa riwa eng ha re di bone do tsenetse tseno
but the thing is when I do like how you are talking about how he presents his message to our people but now what I'm saying let's take they are really doing those things
okay.
Do you think it's actually a good economics of scale $101 it says madi a leng gore a limited down and loan le ha o le motho rather take that money invest it in something that will bring back madi a teng so that you can put that money mo di liability o ka reka koloi ya gago kana go tshwana le gona na dollar ona le ntlu yana le balapa la go le nna mo gone mme ga lena dijo mo ntlu e botsa madi a teng wa go aga ntlu engwe gore le go nna go yo
I think it's the issue of priority gore ka gore gompieno ana Botswana o dependela mo di diamond the diamond they affected le minele teng re ka irang ka lone maybe we should come with an investment mode ya ka o bua gore madi a re boele rather than go misplace the priority ra go ka dio tsene gore madi ha ka re boela in a short period of time gompieno ka madi a le drain dia na go bua go te ba bere ke ba duelwa ba bereki go tatilwa gore ba duele se mi go ita gore ga ntse le go ipatwa ka gaps ha ne le motho e bua nka be ganetse nna la mpateletsa di gantse ga ke ditse
ha gona mali
a se gaps ke a gona mali wa le mo gore ke tsa gore ka point e bua ke a buta gore let's say let's assume we know that is not happening that building school but they should come with
a mechanism
but those groundbreaking I get it medicine te ka ra gona mati ma di go tswa ka mo ya go bona go di top and I think this groundbreaking ke ditsa ka di prank ke ba re prank
cause like you are saying gone go abela etsa wa bona I don't know we are just assuming here right we are trying to get facts or go diragalang but in this past week you know there have been mekwalo ye released from BITC was given a budget of 90 something million so gona it reduced it to 80 million Botswana has stopped its projects it has stopped sponsoring students it has stopped trainings you know these big corporates some mining especially in diamond they have stopped all these things more once there is no revenue that is coming in Botswana.
And what are we going to do?
It seems like the international market, I don't know if it's happening to Botswana only or what, but they are not buying our diamonds. And what do you think is the issue in that regard? How do we topic the diamond? Because it leads to this issue ya go prioritize madi le gore madi a go no tsena mo spatching. What could be the problem with how we already diamonds this are review for the past few months? What could be the challenge?
I don't want to make an assumption, but how tsama mo ditsele mo out. Ka yena e tswa ke gore di khantsene di buwa ke le tswana le governmente di ne di tswela konte mme ile di tswela konte go sa buisane sente go na di khantsene gore batho ba di diritsa ba re go na le khanya pepere ka re ke ba tshwere ke le mporwane a re nka polwa ke le mporwane go ting DBS they assume gore nya di khantsene tso ke tsontse di ka tswa di gopisitse DBS e be bona gore nya ta di gogele mora gompeno ga lo ba kana botsana wanted a larger stake in a business gone ha motho a re wa bata wena you want to understand gore wena o taka ba go na le dintwa obviously because motho o bata se but ha re hantse re le in house re hantse re bua o tsa di khantsa rona di tsetsa konte because ke na kwa di top nna ke tumelana le gore di diamond tsa rona di tshwantse di re berekele ke dumelana la khanya gore di diamond tsa rona re tshwantse re kope mo go hautimunyana so that we benefit because we are getting so much money from yone DBS kana le Botswana.
Lobatse Online Radio takes no responsibility for the views, opinions or statements made by the host or their guests. Views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily of this radio station.
Do not let your competitors steal the spotlight. Dominate social media with us. Talk to us at +267 72960417 or drop us an email at lobatseonlineradio@gmail.com. We are also available on your socials. We are Lobatse Online Radio. Do engage us for all your production or services needs. Big or small, we have a dedicated team ready to assist you. We are Lobatse Online Radio.
Ruble Dola his say on this issue, what the president just said. They took Madiana Letim from 19 billion. They built school, or they're building schools, clinics, the police station. Is that ideal for a country where its economy is going down and in recession, would you do that?
They haven't declared we're in recession, but we are. Like you are saying, the ground is telling us, guys, this is recession. Because the inflation, everything's which shows we are faced with recession. This is not different from 2008. Is it 2009? 2009, right? When Kama ascended to the presidency and we faced with this. So going back to your question, it's not right. Everything is normal. And in a normal business, when everything is normal, that's when you build schools. When everything is normal, that's when you build clinics and all that. When we are faced with a situation like this, you have to take a position like Kama, in an unpopular position. If you go back, Kama during that time, he had a chance to hire, to spend on the money, to reserve the money, to protect the money. Kama did not hire, but he did not retrench. He maintained what we had during the 2008-2009 recession. When faced with such challenges, we go back to your predecessors. You understand?
And look at that performance.
You look at that performance. Let's go back to Mughai. When we were hit by the HIV pandemic, what did he do? He invested into the people. Youth. That was an investment. I think youth in Nenobokai 50,000 at the time. About Sanyama during Madina says people were dying. People were dying like flies. And for HIV and AIDS it was bad because there was what do you call this thing? Victimization, stigmatization was very high. So you're not only dealing with the disease.
Comrade, you talked about YDF increasing. What if to invest on the people?
Okay, let me tell you something. YDF at the time, back in the days, comrade, were led by people who were economists. An economist knew per every government program, there has to be a report, an analysis, a feedback on the program.
Yes.
If we took 2 million, there has to be accountability to 2 million and we've benefited this 2 million re-employ 100, give them jobs. And out of the 100, there's a review on the programs. So money was poured into a program which was reviewed, which was trusted at the time. But Chama Chama is a new program. It's a new risk. You take 500 million, you throw it into a new risk, a new program with no structures, with nothing.
In the middle of
an economic crisis, you understand?
You take more risk.
You are encountering more risk. So you go back. I just went to Murai, I just went to Khama. The pattern is the same. But when it came to Masisi, when we were faced with this kind of challenges, he took the money, he threw it. But I think that we should call the government to account. The 19 billion. How did you spend it? I know much of it went to the civil servants' pay, to the wages, most of it. But for him to say the money is going to developments,
it's a blunt lie.
It does not have factual evidence to say we've spent 2 billion. We have spent 2 billion on this. From the 19 billion, we've spent 2 billion on this project, and this project. Compare also there's the north-south water carry. The money has been wasted. We saw Matseka. That guy is decorated. That guy is a gem. To me, he's a gem. He's educated, he has the experience. What did he say? But
I think what Clement said is this is a blind lie. For me, I will not call it a blunt lie. It's just politics.
Yeah.
I think the president is aware. Yeah.
No, you are very right.
But I want us. We are skipping this thing. If you look at the basic things, how many times have the MPs in the past 5 years?
That's just the tip of an iceberg.
I can only talk about the topic of manifesto because
that's what I want us forever. It's another thing I want. My parliament in the past 5 years, 3 times or 4.
No, I think it's
3 times.
3 times.
But now, minimum wage, they are not agreeing with it. The ruling party, that is the ruling party, or the ruling government, they are not agreeing with Madi. Number 2, Banaba School about Madi. Number 3, there are no facilities still in go school. Classrooms are dead. How much teacher run thing? It's a massacre.
Yeah, even Banaba School, they were forced. This infrastructure development
But is it there in these guys' manifestos?
Yeah, they're still talking about that. But my daily good development thing. This is one of 5 years was one of the worst 5 years. How you go to do? Rega book. Ngwana ga wa twa go tereka book. Me le ditilo go teta ka ditilo la akanya hela kana this is exposing even malapa mangwe ana ntsa ikhabeditse because kana go sekolong the reason why go apara di uniform ke gore re tshwane ba rona but ya nka moso nna ke le hale ke le dola ke a khona go lemogega gore ga ke na buka ke paletswe ke go reka buka go ra gore bana ba bangwe ba khona go lemoga gore nya go ra re mothako go ga bone kwa njanya wa lemoga di khantsa go nna yana gore this has been the worst 5 years la go buwa ka infrastructure development and all this but bana ba sekolo gore khanye e dule thata I remember I think it tonota debate go tonota ngwana sekolo na botsa potso a botsa gore kante mme gone ha go ntse go re ithekele dibuka yana re reng kana go ha re go pasa road ba bangwe re reka dibuka nna re go pasa ra go mora gore it's just stressing gore bana ba sekolo gore it's not a lie kana se politiki gore bana ba sekolo ba ne ba reka dibuka bana ba ne ba reka ditilo
is there
but we are still saying madi a ile ko no mo ne le se politiki maybe le nna ke dumele gore go politiki ye ka matshelo a batho dio tse di thwahetse re tshwantse re thwahale mo go tsone re leke go addressa because sometimes we are led by people ba ileng gore they were born with a silver spoon. They don't understand the bana ba tswang go tase gore go bokete go le kae. We are told education is the key to success. You know, ha ke gola I invested much on my education. You know why? So that one day I see myself ke le breadwinner kana ke ntshitse family yaka ke isitse go. But it's another story for another day because that came to waste. I'm a graduate. I've been unemployed, but been promised jobs, but nothing. Yeah.
Talking about the manifesto, it's good to see what now. He's even laughing about it. I'm unemployed. I'm a graduate. He's just laughing about it.
Not get unemployed.
Yeah, I know everybody's unemployed. But remember the BDP manifesto in 2019. They promised you guys counseling. You see, I think
there was that.
There is a matter that we are forgetting, or depression has taken over. Mental issues have taken over our youth. If you go around on Friday, na go necessarily busy at the ground and what's about. Might say Friday we told bars are full to the capacity. We had some candidates during the debate of war, but only have turned into alcoholists. We are one of the unhappiest nation. So I thought the BDP at the time is trying to turn around and see what people have mental issues that you have to attend to, especially the unemployed graduates.
Okay, no, that's another topic. You know, the manifesto. We want to see the current government have they really delivered on their manifesto, and even still, are they continuing to do that? And what they are saying, is it really something that can be implemented? We continue.
No
And we are back. Remember, this is Re Bueng, hashtag Ronava to online radio. And today we are really talking about the elections, the upcoming elections. It will be held on the 30th of this month. And I'm not alone in the studio today. I have my two co-hosts. Will be going around in the ground looking at for the upcoming elections. And also remember, the views that are discussed in this show are not necessarily of the station, its management, nor its advertisers. Before we go and finish with the show, there is a lot to talk about, but I think we are on the upcoming Tuesday. I believe our topics here. So before we went to the ad break, we were talking about the manifestos that these parties. Firstly, did the BDP deliver on its manifesto 2019 and manifesto and for the UDC and the BCP and other parties, the manifestos are they realistic? If they can be implemented, how can we go about it? So first, BDP, has it really delivered on what they promised the people in 2019?
Yeah, I would say they've delivered 40 out of 100. I give them 40% in terms of delivered, because the issues of when it comes to connectivity, the BDP has really played a great role in that. We saw having smart boards. Smart boards is helping those who are living in the rural areas and maybe even in cities where they can access internet. That is information. People know what is happening around the country and around the world. So that was very important for them.
Smart boards
not only on malls, but
in schools. Yeah.
So the people can come and then connect for how many minutes, how many hours?
For unlimited time. Is it unlimited or it's an hour?
I'm not sure about the speed. I'm not sure about the duration and the like. But for the fact that somebody can just go and get access to that mail through that smartphone, which most of Botswana have, I think it is commendable. We can commend that. It's a good development. More so that even people in rural areas, you access your mail, we know most of the people are using this thing for Facebook, and Facebook is quite powerful in this era. Jobs are advertised on Facebook, on social media, so and so. So I think BDP really tried on that one.
So that's the 40%.
No, that's not the 40%. We also have the broadcasting of the parliament. I think it's an issue that the opposition has been advocating for quite a long time. For let people see what is happening in parliament. Let people know, let them be informed of what is happening.
When did the parliament start broadcasting?
When Masisi came into power, I think.
2018.
I think 2018, if not 2019.
No, it's not 2019. I think we're not talking about 5 years. We're not auditing the manifesto of the BDP for 5 years. Because I think Parliament was aired before 2019.
Okay. I missed it. I was just talking about the current administration, what they have achieved and what they haven't achieved. But if it was done after, we'll put it then, I'll give them maybe 25% to 30% of that achievement.
Okay.
But there's something that I'm forgetting. They've tried to do below the 50%. They haven't covered most of their manifesto. Like I've mentioned earlier, the issue of the electric car. We see now they're fumbling, that now the president is now driving an electric car. I don't know what, he's trying to confuse the voters. And then we talk about the issue unemployment counseling, creation of jobs. They said, there's a clip where the president was saying they're going to create about 100,000 jobs from the electrical vehicle initiative, and they cannot even present out of the 100,000
how many
that they've promised, how many have they created? We only saw should I say less than 20 guys who were trying to, I don't know,
What were they doing?
I don't know what they were doing, but it was just a meeting of friends pointing at the cover of that new car which was imported from Alibaba. So you will see what they haven't achieved that mandate. And then in terms of fighting corruption, I think they promised to fight corruption. They proposed to fight corruption. We saw. Because now the question comes: are you fighting corruption for the benefit of the country, or are you fighting corruption for your benefit? You understand? We saw Katamuru Peace. I think it was the first time in the history of Botswana having a permanent secretary to the president, a former permanent secretary to the president, facing the wrath of law, whereby he was trialed and he was sentenced. Though his sentence was wholly suspended, but it is there in the criminal charges. Though it's still an ongoing case, it wasn't a good appeal. But on the record, Katamuru Peace, he abused office according to the law, to the courts of
So
Botswana.
they have covered that promise of corruption.
They haven't covered that part. I'm just saying I'm questioning the whole approach to fighting corruption. That he had a fallout with Katamuru Peace. How many guys were involved
in that?
You understand? It cannot only be Katamuru Peace.
But no, on the issue of corruption and then the permanent secretary thing. But don't you think again is the issue of the fight between two elephants?
True that.
You know what is ongoing, and because how by the court. I know that Katamuru Peace first was with the current president. I the late Isaac Khosi, Baba Kira to settle score between these two elephants.
So you are agreeing to the fact that the approach is not fighting corruption per se, but fighting those who are against you for your personal benefit.
Yeah, thank you.
And again, there was an issue of Masa's sister who just rose to entrepreneurship. And we saw that there was a court battle between the nephew and the government at some point. And we saw again the DIS mainly into the issues of tender allocation and the like. So there was a lot of corruption under Masses. We can say that.
So
I think
far,
it's safe to say that.
So far, the BDP has what has it done? Like in terms of percentage, like you can say it again. How many percent of 100 so far
in fighting corruption?
No, in general, in their manifesto.
I'll say 20% now.
20%.
Yeah, they've dismantled the country.
Okay. So in other parties, because
I think you didn't give me time.
Okay.
To talk about this party because it's my favorite party. I like it. I like the BDP, but I guarantee to now, if I were to talk about the BDP manifesto, because manifesto topic there are a lot of points that are covered, but maybe we should talk about something that we think affect the larger population, the employment creation. Ba 5 years. Le living wage living wage about get the salary but employment creation employment was on 17%, around 17%. I'm part of that, but now unemployment
no, 30-something%.
Now it's on 30-something%, 26.7. But I'm told that now the new report, because I get that they do quarterly reports.
Yeah.
The new reports predict about 30%. So the unemployment has grown. 363,000 plus Botswana are unemployed. But this issue, as Botswana are unemployed only. If you talk about unemployed, if you talk about Motadi peace job, because
they are underemployed.
When we account for what so 500,000 Botswana have a
chaile bana ba modimo khantse di ka re latsa but just to gore re tle re khone go tswala get into the manifestos of the opposition. Are they feasible? Are they things they can be implemented? Start with the UDC. Their manifesto number 1, they're based on 3 things, as we hear them say, or even more, but say more about the communicator. Is the 4,000 living wage, I guess. Number 2, 1.8 Mariaba food. And then 100,000 jobs. 100,000, 300,000.
No.
In how many years?
The BCP, they're saying 300,000 jobs,
so
but the UDC say 450 to 500.
In 5 years?
In 5 years.
Okay. So, what do you see about it?
Talking about the manifestos, sometimes it's about to deliberate on such subject because I don't know if the manifesto, people they take manifestos to heart. Does the manifesto factor into influencing people to vote? Let's say it does. How many Botswana are following manifestos? But that's a subject for another day. Yeah. Let's talk about the manifestos. UDC, the BCP. That I think if you are used to abuse, and if you are used to lack, you cannot see anything good. I think they made it worse, all these opposition parties, to come up with numbers. If you just said creation of jobs, you understand, quality education, increase of
minimum wage
and all that. Otherwise, because if you are going to put numbers to an ordinary Motswana, it feels like you are just coming up with just a take, just trying to convince them to vote for you. More so that the government of the day has shown us that it's impossible to achieve a lot of things. When you talk about industrialization, which the BCP is talking about, you remember of Milk Africa.
Your name all over.
You remember the glass project.
It was supposed to be
Palak. You understand? You remember Murupile B. Is it Murupile B? All those things which were done by the ruling. The other park, we are forgetting the other park.
But
no, these things are stands, comrade. Look at the Milk Afritech. Is it Afritech?
Africa.
Yeah, Africa, Milk Africa. Currently, the capacity accommodates 2,000. It has been on the pipeline for how long? About a decade now.
Do you think these guys, they are actually using these things by the keeper until the election hits and then they start making noise?
Let me tell you something. When corruption is the order of the day, it's very difficult to take any project off the ground. Because first things first, when you give this, did you read about how much money has been lost through Milk Africa? A lot. If you say we are going to look for, maybe somebody is going to set up the infrastructure for the cows, I get. That tender is going to be a dubious tender whereby Rogonella 400 million, 300 million. That thing defeats everything towards that project. So when there's corruption, no project will take off the ground. When I supplementary, Milk Africa Kabukan, that's supplementary.
So you think those past activities of the current government, pay attention to the manifestos?
The failure of industrialization makes it hard for people to believe that there will be industrialization in Botswana. When the opposition come and say we are going to industrialize, people don't know can Africa though it was done by a different government. They'll say Milk Africa failed. The Parapet Glass project were knocked a lot of money.
It's 500 billion.
Yeah. So when they think about these things, this is our best. What the BDP is offering is the best that can be. So we're going to live on handouts.
So the manifestos of the opposition, just give me your honest intake on them, just in general.
They're achievable.
If things are done right.
Yeah, obviously, number one manifesto is to have a government which is not corrupt. So if you have a government which is not corrupt, everything is achievable, comrade. If we fail to create 100,000 jobs, at least there can be 50,000 jobs. Compared to where we promise 100,000 jobs, but we cannot even create 5,000 jobs.
But now in terms of the manifesto, what they have 4,000 living wage, because in Nigeria, sometimes maybe we focus on 4,000. 4,000 does my dear Sosa. Jekanya or 4,000 my dear choose. But when we talk this of 4,000, we should pay attention to the word that is used. Living wage. Kanye tsuntsong re le ke go ithalosa thata re tsenele mo gone. Ke gore mo economy ya gompieno mo tswana o tshwanetse ke bokae gore a tsebe. That's very important.
That's very important, yeah.
Hey, we should not just say 4,000 is possible or not possible. That's we are not bringing the argument. The argument here is motswana mo economy ya gompieno o tshwanetse ke bokae. Ra go lebella ditoropo ka gore go magaeng ga re develop magaeng mo ile gore motho ka bereka go magaeng. Tiro e teng go magaeng ke a go nna modisa go ngwa gore ha mo gore menta wa gile office tse pedi tse tharo e be nka nna modisa dikago e be risa bo nurse. But we should focus more economy go e tshwana na ga borone gore okay mo ga borone rent ke bokae 800 pula one room.
How do you like?
How do you like 800 pula ya no a kitse gore gape la rent re one room 800. Are we reducing matshelo a batho gore motswana o tshwanetse go nna mo one room? It's a topic for another day, but let's say it's 800. Grocery cost bokae? Combo ene re reka 150 gompieno. It goes for ma 400. 500. Boma 500. Transport ha o pagama o tswa ha ya tirong. O pagama ka bokae? This should be the debate. We should be focusing on those things. Gore grocery this skipper hela climate, the skipper hela so ha dignity. Gore o gone wa tirong wa pere skipper sa thunya. Le diaparo tshwantse re ene necessity mo mereki. Le a funeral cover because a re bate motho e leng gore ha tlhokagala go a tabogiwa gona madi a ka mo hita. Especially tshwantse re nya funeral cover ka la thalase. Le health insurance. At least gore ha mmago a le mo di paragobeng o ka kgona go thusa. Child care, those are important things go tlhokomela ngwana because a re ka ra gana gore motswana o ka tshola because go ita gore ngwana le gone madi a teng. That 4,000 o monyane mehela. It's something that re government re tshwantse re mo supe ka monwana re mo tempe re 4,000 go kena siame gore o ka duela motswana re lebile the current economy. Iseng gore batho ba phakisiwa madi go phakisiwa ma 4,000. That does not make sense. Then let's go to 1.8 o go buiwa nka ene go te 1.8 wa bagodi. Wa bona re mo semo sa gompieno ba tsadi le bana ha ba utwana ntate nya gore bana ba palwa ke go tlhokomela batsadi ba bona. Because of what? You are paid 1.5. Memma wa go letsa gore a re ga kena sukiri. What are you going to say? Because she keeps on calling you. That 1.8 makes sense. Let's go to the BCP. Bring back our jobs. Simple. Say re hats la di time and gompieno. Ebe le tsa ditiro tsa di time and tsa le di sa konti. Tsa ditiro tseo le di tise mo botswana. We have soda ash.
Talking about manifesto. BCP 2014, it was talking about diversifying our economy. So DBS is venturing into lab-grown diamonds. Why don't we partner with them, saying we have this land, build your lab here, so that when these diamonds die extinct, we know lab-grown diamonds. When the industry now prefers lab-grown diamonds, synthetic diamonds. Now, if the industry prefers synthetic diamonds, we can give synthetic diamonds. So these things now we are crashing.
The views and opinions made on this show are not necessarily those of the station, its management, nor advertisers.
Lobatse online radio. What talent is one day? What a guy!
Bayim, Mushana timera walinos, Talvanya walinos. Bobo Kupayam, Japan, Yamiki Bonebos. Nanaka had military Bala, one of you never told. Relay, Koti Borai, Hadimara Casco Hadim, Senegara Ravit. Rara, Mastery Mulu, Kiva, me was King Kibugum, Mura. Ma baba me bana unti relate to mora example humare kazaya story se tshwana sa bata vita goleta to sta tshwaniti inginele ya tameti 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 Imushana di preto mo gotlito mo kineng ka baba ka tsaba mago ba le a bela ka ke bone mampudi sinne go di motho go felela se bone mapala mero buruma bukuku magologelo sewelo bonni bonolo ra se bone ba so bitasi pasop ga di malate o ka skole ga di tsene gare take a day out inside see what it feel like pick a side left or right ego or pride put them out to the side and then the irony of life you're gonna order whatever is done in the league is bound to come up into the light, yeah. And you can run all you want, but one thing that is for sure, you can run but you cannot hide. Inkinele yatameti, 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 inkinele yatameti. Urle. Harre tule mushe. Salagale mile natsabaye. Bayim boma. Bayim sakara. Inginele yatameti, inginele yatameti, inginele yatameti, inginele yatameti, inginele yatameti, inginele yatameti.
We have been beat by time, but as we close, I need us to be brief about everything that we have talked about. But before we talk about those things, let's briefly 30 seconds on, we've been on the ground for the past 2 months. 2 months going around ha re khona go reach thing re ya go debate tsa di constituents tse di different, especially go ga boroni and le ma helo a mabapi go bo khatleng kae. We went as far as there, and including go north,
even France.
So 30 seconds, what's the energy around, and are those candidates already filled? Just in general, we don't have to go constituency by constituency because they didn't. What's the energy around it? What do you feel about the candidates in more in these debates? Candidates feel they don't remove different these parties.
Yeah, but 30 seconds. You can 30 seconds. I need to get that one. I go the debate here. Mostly people are following the RD11. The debate. But the BDP has performed dismally low, right? But Pablo gets debate Agizuru is because Bareksa product based are excelling. But when you take to the BCP have a explainer about the performed so good mo debate go ngwe ngare le UDC but le di candidates tsa BPF for halele hale le mekoko a gompieno na le mekoko e leng gore ya I get it because gompieno ka rena le dintwa tse dintsi mo di party batho ba hela ba ena le mekoko so le bone ba ngata ke tsa gore ke ta hela go mo
we'll touch on it on next week. Steve.
Yeah, like he said, it's very difficult to sell that product. I saw people who have great CVs failing to deliberate on basic issues, which I know if they're on the other eye, they're just going to be eloquent and flow and articulating on those issues. So because they are trying to sell the BDP, it's very difficult for a buyer. Yeah, there are people who are benefiting from the BDP directly. You understand? So that's a subject that we'll talk about some other time.
Because if we pitch on people are voting it, there's another issue of technicalities. Not because people are delivering.
Yeah.
The BDP has mastered the technicalities of voting.
Yeah.
How can lebelela da launching mo di warding tse leng gore dina le batho ba bantsi. And they are convincing the voters. That's why I get I'll get more on it. It's not voted because it's delivery.
Yeah.
It's voted because it's not the technicalities. Only voters or and they appeal to Mezezu. When they know that 21 PRI because they have access to voters or as the ruling party. Is independent and what. When we say the UDC is about transparency, is the same thing that the BDP is enjoying on another corner.
And I think let's not get there. When there's a holistic issue, poverty. Poverty. Most of us are living below the poverty datum line. If you bring them food, if you bring them clothes, if you bring them mazaza, if you dance for them, you entertain them, you are that guy. You understand? So they've shaped our mindset in that angle to the point that we feel we do not deserve 4,000, but an MP deserves 49,000.
So that they can continue this topic because Re Bueng can continue to speak and converse on this topic more in the comment section.
Not to thank about to get back and go TikTok. Ele $US kabelo di katol. Baka hape ba boa ya ko Facebook ile beyond the ballot box. Beyond the ballot box. Me tota ne ke kopa gore producer ra ga go buelene gore next time aro keletse na because re batla go buela batswana re batla go bua ka dikgang tse di amang batswana especially kana kwa di top re batla go ama dikgang gore motswana a tope a informed and empowered.
Steve.
No, thank you for the platform. Online radio. This is a very great initiative. We discussed bread and butter issues. But on Facebook, TikTok, and also visit the Beyond the Ballot Box page to get more insights on political issues and the like. Abatswana batswelle ba itseka thohano le tshwere mo family ye humili le tshwere mo hatsini le humili a khumo ye re jeng rote re ya go le rote re le batswana.
All right, no, thank you gentlemen. Are you guys having me go Beyond the Ballot Box? Can I link invite and I have got that?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Goodbye platform but catch them there, and there is more information current affairs, political education and everything. Catch us happen next week Tuesday on Molobat's Online Radio between the hour of 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Molobat's Online Radio.
MUFASA. They do not call me Die Hard for nothing.
On Re Bueng, Tuesdays at 7 p.m.
What's something people don't know about Labatsi Online Radio? It's your new go-to for non-stop jams. Welcome to Labatsi Online Radio, where the vibes are always right. Whether you're into classic hits, the latest chart toppers, or discovering new artists, we've got you covered. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and let the music take you on a journey. Our DJs are here to keep you entertained with the best tracks and the latest news. But wait, there's more. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok, Instagram, Spotify at Labatsi Online Radio for behind-the-scenes fun, exclusive content, and updates on your favorite shows. Don't miss out on the ultimate music experience. Join the Labatsi Online Radio family today and let's make every moment a musical adventure. Labatsi Online Radio, where talent lives. Catch you on the airwaves.